Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of East Coast Bass Fishing. Today I want to get in depth with the drop shot rig. I had a few questions about how to rig it and how it's fished, and what I want to do is kind of go over the line, the techniques I use, and the actual terminal tackle and the soft plastic that I used in my previous video, and the plastics that I like to use. So here you go. Let's get into it. First off, using light line. I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is light line. This is what I'm going to use to be used to tie on the terminal tackle as far as the hooks and weight, and that is 20-pound fluorocarbon or less. I prefer 20-pound fluorocarbon with as far as my leader. And for my back end, I go with 20-pound braided line. So first things first, you got your Gama drop shot hook. This is a size 1/0, I believe. And to start it off, to tie it on, you want to go through the eye of the hook this way. And this is going to be the end where you're going to put your weight. Right? So if you can imagine, this is your main line, and this is going to be where the weight's going to be, essentially. You're going to go through, give yourself a long leader, depending on how far you want to fish it down, close to the bottom. And you want to go back through that, making sure that you do not overlap this line here. And this is what you end up with eventually. I'll keep that straight, like so. Make sure you have something like this. Not going to tie a long one, just tie a short one so you guys can get an idea exactly how it's supposed to look. And taking that, this is pretty much what you call, it's just like a polymer knot. It's like tying a shoestring, or just tying a basic knot. So you take this loop, tag in main line, and you pinch it here, like so, making sure you bring this loop here that you've made here. Try this again. And back around under and through this loop here. Trying to do this as slowly as possible so you guys can see it. And this is what you end up with so far. Take that loop and you're gonna put your hook through that loop, like so. And this is what you end up with. You want all your line above, right at the top of that hook, the eye of the hook. And you want to wet it. You want to get it nice and wet, so when you cinch it down, it doesn't break off. What I like to do is hold my fingers here, right at the top where all the line is. I pull my main line and my tag in, cinch it down, nice and easy. Like so. Once you got it like that, let go of that tag in, grab your main line, and pull tight. Then what you end up with is a big mess like this. Sometimes it comes out like this, and sometimes it doesn't. And the way to fix that, so the hook stands out correctly, this is the incorrect way. The way to fix that is you take this tag in here and go back through the eye of the hook. The same way you started out. Go back through there. Like that. And that way the hook stands up nice and proud. So when a bass comes and bites your plastic lure, you just set the hook, pull it straight up. And that's what it's supposed to look like. It's nice and even with the line. Then, depending on what kind of bottom you're fishing, rock bottom, soft, grass, whatever it is, but I wouldn't suggest fishing drop shots on grass, because these light lures, these light line get tangled up in the line, tangled up in the grass and stuff like that. So I like to use this drop shot finesse 3/16 ounce weight. And this is a finesse one here. And what you want to do with your tag in at the bottom, this will give you an idea of how deep you want to fish and how close to the bottom. So for those finicky bass, those lethargic summer bass or winter bass that are sitting close to the bottom or hugging the bottom or hugging cover real tight, flip and pitch right in there and just bounce it up nice and slow with your wrist. You don't want to do a bunch of this like you do a Texas rig, just the wrist action. And every now and then just kind of reel back in, bounce, bounce, bounce. And that should trigger a nice little subtle bite, depending on how aggressive the bass are. And what you want to do with your tag in, as you can see, there's an opening there. Take this tag in to your desired length, and this is going to determine how far or how close to the bottom you're fishing. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in, and all you do is pull it straight up, and that keeps the line in place. And what you end up with is this. Every now and then, sometimes your hook might get out of place, and you just fix it. That's what it should look like. Now, as far as plastics, in my last video, what I was using was the roboworm 6-inch. I like the 6-inch, and it is the morning dawn color I was using. You guys can see that there. And roboworms have a salt release system, meaning that the belly, the flat part of the worm, has a thin line of salt, which helps it kind of, when it's on that drop shot rig, it kind of sits just like this in the water. So once you have that hook in there, and this is how I like the rig, as far as the hook, I nose hook it, and I do not come all the way out. I'll leave it in as close as I can to the tip, the nose of the plastic. So when I set the hook, this plastic is so soft, you don't even have to set the hook hard. It just comes right out. Got that straight in there. And that's how it should look. So you got your 1/0 drop shot hook from Naogatsu's, and this is a finesse drop shot weight. I don't know the particular brand, but in the description of this video I will put a link to Tackle Warehouse, where they have everything that you can get for the drop shot. In this video, I'm gonna go ahead and do a underwater fish tank demonstration showing you how it's supposed to look underwater, and kind of give you an idea of why the bass like this drop shot, why it's so easy to fish. I would think it's the #1 finesse rig to catching bass. So stay tuned, check out this fish tank video, and again, I appreciate everybody's support. Thank you for watching these episodes, and if you like these kind of tutorials on how to do this and techniques and terminal tackle, things of that nature, give me a thumbs up. Leave me suggestions in the comments below, and guys, I'll catch you on the next episode of East Coast Bass Fishing. Peace.